In America, the average healthy lifespan ends at 66. That means for most people, everything after that is pills, procedures, and losing independence year after year. But in Japan, they have got over 95,000 people age 100 and older who are still active, still sharp, and still walking to the grocery store without help. So what's their secret? It's not magic. It's not perfect genetics. And no, it's not expensive supplements. Instead, they rely on simple, low-barrier morning routines. In this video, I'll break down the 5 exact morning habits Japanese centenarians never skip. I'll step-by-step show you how to do them properly at any fitness level, and most importantly, how they help you age stronger, not slower. No equipment, no gym, just intentional minutes that add decades of strength, balance, and confidence. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. To understand how Japanese centenarians maintain such incredible vitality, we have to look back to 1928, when Japan introduced a nationwide morning movement routine. This is a simple set of gentle exercises practiced by kids, adults, and seniors alike. It requires absolutely no equipment and no gym, just dedicated time each day that adds decades of strength, balance, and confidence. By focusing on small, consistent improvements, a mindset known as Kaizen, they achieve massive changes over time. My names are Dr. Naomi Luther, and I will be taking you through this core framework, which is designed to move you from a state of structural decline to one of intentional longevity. By following these 5 morning habits, you are not just exercising, you are reclaiming the independence muscles that society and the invisible enemy of a sedentary lifestyle has tried to take away. We will use the Kaizen mindset, focusing on small, consistent improvements that compound over time into life-changing physical freedom. Habit 1. Shikudachi, the sumo stance. Unique cultural name, Shikudachi. This powerful posture has been the foundational training for Japan's most elite athletes, the sumo wrestlers, for over 1,500 years. Functional benefit. This movement targets your independence muscles, the quads, glutes, and inner thighs. These are the exact muscles required for the most critical activities of daily life: rising from a chair, climbing stairs without assistance, and maintaining the balance necessary to prevent life-altering falls. Precise instructions. Begin by standing with your feet twice as wide as your shoulders. Turn your toes outward at a 45-degree angle. Slowly lower your hips toward the floor as if you are sitting directly between your legs, ensuring your spine remains perfectly straight and your chest remains open and proud. Safety modification. If you feel unstable or shaky, stand near a wall or hold onto a sturdy piece of furniture for balance. You may also place your hands on your thighs to provide additional support as you build initial strength. Scientific validation. Biomechanical studies indicate that the wide hip angle of Shikudachi activates a greater percentage of leg muscle fibers than traditional squats, but with significantly less strain on the knee joints. It effectively undoes the chronic stiffness caused by decades of sitting. Habit 2. Nekowashi Dachi, the cat stance. Unique cultural name, Nekowashi Dachi. Rooted in traditional karate, this cat stance mimics the precise, graceful way a feline tests the ground before making a leap. Functional benefit. This habit wakes up your proprioception, your body's internal sense of where it is in space. It strengthens the deep stabilizer muscles in your ankles and feet, which are your primary defense against slips and trips on uneven surfaces. Precise instructions. Stand with one foot slightly forward. Lightly touch the ball of your front foot to the floor, like a cat pawing the ground, while keeping the majority of your weight, about 70%, on your fully planted back foot. Keep both knees gently bent and your hips square to the front. Safety modification. Always perform this next to a wall or a chair that you can grab if you lose your balance. Focus on holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds per side before attempting to add movement. Scientific validation. This stance is so effective at improving stability that Japanese therapists frequently prescribe it to retrain the balance system following lower body injuries. Habit 3. Seiza, the postural reset. Unique cultural name, Seiza, meaning proper sitting. This was the traditional way the Japanese sat for tea ceremonies, meals, and meditation for centuries. Functional benefit. Seiza acts as a total postural reset. It aggressively stretches the tight hip flexors and quads that typically pull seniors into a hunched-over aged posture. It forces the deep core and spinal stabilizers to engage, unlike a standard chair where these muscles effectively shut off. Precise instructions. Kneel on a soft mat with your knees together. Fold your feet underneath you so the tops of your feet are flat on the floor, and slowly sit back onto your heels while keeping your back tall and relaxed. Safety modification. If this feels too intense for your knees or ankles, place a firm cushion or a yoga block between your heels and your hips. This small adjustment reduces the pressure while still providing the postural benefits. Scientific validation. By stretching the anterior chain, front of the body, and activating the posterior chain, back of the body, this position realigns the spine from the ground up, countering the effects of modern desk posture. Habit 4. Zazen, the nervous system tune-up. Unique cultural name, Zazen. This literally translates to seated meditation and has been used by Zen monks for centuries to develop both spiritual clarity and physical endurance. Functional benefit. Beyond just sitting still, Zazen is a powerful isometric hold for your deep core, including the transverse abdominis. More importantly, it regulates your nervous system. Precise instructions. Sit on the floor in a comfortable cross-legged position. Place a firm cushion under your hips to elevate them, which allows your spine to maintain its natural curve. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Tuck your chin slightly and breathe naturally. Safety modification. If sitting on the floor is not accessible, you can perform this in a firm, straight-backed chair, ensuring your feet are flat on the floor and your spine is not touching the back of the chair. Scientific validation. Research shows that Zazen stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. This lowers cortisol levels, reduces chronic stress, and promotes cellular repair throughout the body. Habit 5. Kibidachi, the horse stance. Unique cultural name, Kibidachi. Known as the horse stance, this grounded position was used by samurai warriors to build the leg strength required for battle. Functional benefit. This habit builds lateral stability. It strengthens the muscles that prevent side-to-side falls and improves how your hips and knees track together, supporting long-term joint health. Precise instructions. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width, keeping them parallel rather than turned out. Bend your knees and lower your hips as if sitting into an invisible chair. Keep your core engaged and your spine tall. Safety modification. Start with a shallow bend and hold for only 20 seconds. As your strength increases, you can sit deeper into the stance. Scientific validation. Studies have shown that Kibidachi significantly improves a person's sense of space and movement, which naturally declines with age. Regular practice makes walking on uneven surfaces or stepping off curbs feel much safer. The comfort trap and the invisible enemy. We have been sold a lie. For the last 50 years, modern society has told us that the reward for a lifetime of hard work is comfort. We are told to sit back, put our feet up, and take it easy. We are given softer chairs, elevators for single-flight climbs, and remote controls so we never have to stand up. But here is the contrarian truth that Japanese centenarians understand deeply, and it's something most Western doctors won't tell you. Comfort is the primary driver of your physical decline. In the West, we treat aging as a disease that requires management through external means, pills, procedures, and orthopedic shoes. We identify with the label senior as a synonym for fragile. But in the blue zones of Japan, they don't have a word for retirement in the way we do. They have ikigai, a reason to get up in the morning, and they have a physical environment that rejects the comfort trap. The invisible enemy. the chair. Your greatest enemy isn't your age, it's your furniture. The moment we started sitting in chairs for 10 to 12 hours a day, we signed a contract for the slow atrophy of our independence muscles. When you sit in a modern chair, your glutes turn off, your hip flexors shorten and tighten, and your core goes completely dormant. Over decades, this sitting disease reshapes your skeleton into a permanent C shape, the classic hunched-over posture we associate with aging. Japanese centenarians often live in homes where floor sitting is still the norm. They are constantly performing what we call functional squats, just to eat a meal or have tea. While we are looking for the comfiest recliner, they are inadvertently performing high-level mobility training every single day. The 5 morning habits we just covered aren't just exercises. They are a rebellion against the chair. They are a way to untighten what modern life has knotted up. If you go to any health store, you'll see aisles dedicated to senior vitality. They want you to believe that longevity can be found in a $60 bottle of proprietary blends or miracle minerals. This is the false prophet of passive health. There is no pill on earth that can provide the proprioceptive feedback of a nekowashi dachi cat stance or the bone density benefits of a shikadachi sumo stance. The industry wants you to stay seated and keep buying. They want you to believe that balance is something you lose rather than something you stop practicing. But the Japanese model of Kaizen's small, consistent improvements proves that the body is an adaptive machine, not a declining one. If you give it the right stimulus, it will respond, regardless of whether you are 60, 80, or 100. The myth of taking it easy. When you tell a senior to be careful or take it easy, you are often doing them a profound disservice. You are essentially telling their nervous system that it is no longer safe to move. This creates a fear avoidance cycle. You feel a little stiff, so you move less. Because you move less, you become weaker. Because you are weaker, you feel more stiff. Japanese elders reject this cycle. They understand that rest is the rust of the soul. They don't go to the gym to work out, they move to live. They don't see the kibidachi, horse stance, as an optional fitness routine. They see it as the price of admission for a life of independence. Identity labeling, from senior to centenarian in training. It's time to change your identity. If you see yourself as a senior, you are waiting for the decline. If you see yourself as a centenarian in training, every morning habit becomes a strategic investment. You aren't doing exercises, you are reclaiming your architecture. The invisible enemy wants you to believe that the pain in your knees is just part of getting old. The contrarian reality is that the pain in your knees is often a check engine light telling you that your hips have stopped doing their job because you've been sitting too long. By engaging in these 5 habits, you aren't just stretching, you are firing a warning shot at the comfort trap. You are telling your body that the independence muscles are back online, and you are refusing to go quietly into the sedentary life that modern society has designed for you. We don't stop moving because we grow old. We grow old because we stop moving. The difference between the person in a wheelchair at 75 and the centenarian walking to the market in Okinawa isn't just genetics. It's the refusal to let the invisible enemy of comfort win. Before we move to the next section, I want you to look at your favorite chair and realize it is a tool of atrophy. In the next section, we are going to look at the strength test, where we actually measure where you stand today so we can begin your Kaizen journey. Here's a bonus habit. The secret gauge, the wall squat longevity test. While the 5 morning habits provide the foundation for a life of independence, there is one secret technique that acts as the ultimate gauge of your progress. In Japanese longevity circles, this isn't just an exercise, it is a diagnostic tool used to measure the biological age of your lower body. We call this the wall squat, Mabe squat, gauge. The functional benefit, the quadriceps mortality link. Why is this the secret? Because modern science has finally caught up to what Japanese elders have known for centuries. Your leg strength is the single greatest predictor of how long you will live and how independent you will remain. There is a direct, measurable link between quadriceps power and all-cause mortality. When you lose the ability to support your own body weight through a full range of motion, your world begins to shrink. The wall squat isn't just about building muscle, it's about maintaining the structural integrity of your life. It tests your endurance, your joint stability, and your mental fortitude all at once. Precise instructions, the 3-level mastery to perform this secret technique. Find a smooth, sturdy wall. Stand with your back against the wall and your feet about 18 to 24 inches away from the base. Slowly slide your back down the wall until your thighs are as close to parallel to the floor as your current strength allows. Keep your heels firmly planted and your hands either at your sides or folded across your chest. Do not rest them on your knees. Level 1. The foundation hold for 30 seconds. This indicates that your independence muscles are active but require consistent cultivation. Level 2. The guardian hold for 60 seconds. This is the threshold of safety. Reaching 1 minute suggests you have the requisite strength to handle most daily obstacles without fear of falling. Level 3. The centenarian hold for 2 minutes. This is the gold standard. Maintaining this hold shows the level of lower body endurance typically seen in active Japanese elders who still garden and walk daily well into their 90s. Safety modification. The high chair assist if your knees are currently sensitive or your strength is just beginning to return. Do not attempt to go all the way to a 90-degree angle. Slide down only a few inches, creating a shallow squat. You can also place a sturdy chair in front of you to hold onto for balance. The goal is time under tension, not depth. As the weeks pass, you will find you can slide an inch lower every few days. This is Kaizen in its purest physical form. The scientific validation, bone density and circulation beyond muscle strength. The wall squat is an isometric powerhouse. Isometrics, holding a position without moving, creates a unique, pressurized blood flow. When you release the hold, a fresh wave of oxygenated blood rushes into the knee joints and lower extremities, promoting cellular repair. Furthermore, the weight-bearing nature of this hold stimulates osteoblast activity, which helps maintain bone density in the hips and femurs, the most common sites for age-related fractures. The bonus, the 5-minute plug-and-play longevity routine. To ensure these habits don't just stay as good ideas in your head, we have distilled them into a high-impact, low-barrier daily protocol. This is how you integrate the wisdom of Japan into a busy modern life. The Morning Ignition Protocol, 2.5 minutes total. This routine is designed to wake up your nervous system and realign your posture after hours of sleep. 1. Seiza, postural reset, 30 seconds. Immediately upon waking or after your first glass of water, spend 30 seconds in the Seiza position. This stretches the tops of the feet and resets the spine. 2. Zazen, core activation, 1 minute. Transition directly into a seated hold. Focus on deep, diaphragmatic breathing. This turns on your deep core stabilizers for the day ahead. 3. Nekowashi dachi, the cat stance. 30 seconds per leg. Stand up and perform the cat stance. This primes your balance centers, ensuring your brain and feet are communicating perfectly before you leave the house. The Evening Fortress Protocol, 2.5 minutes total. This routine focuses on building raw strength and undoing the damage caused by sitting throughout the day. 1. Shikadachi Sumo Stance, 1 minute. Use this wide stance to reopen the hips and strengthen the inner thighs. This counters the tightness of modern chairs. 2. Kibadachi Horse Stance, 1 minute. Build lateral stability and leg endurance. This is your armor against falls. 3. The Wall Squat, the Gauge, 30 seconds. To start, end your day with a quick check-in. Use this to track your progress. Can you hold it 5 seconds longer than you did last week? The psychology of the non-zero day, the secret to the 100-year life, isn't intensity, it's consistency. In Japan, they emphasize the non-zero day. Even if you are tired, even if you are traveling, you do 1 minute. You do one stance. By maintaining the habit, you keep the centenarian in training identity alive. When you start this routine, you are sending a powerful signal to your biology. You are telling your body that it is still needed, that it still has work to do, and that you refuse to accept the standard American aging trajectory. You are choosing a path of strength, balance, and most importantly, the freedom to live life on your own terms. The final progress check as you move forward, remember that your body is a reflection of your habits. The Japanese centenarians don't have special bodies, they have special routines. By adopting the Mabe squat and the plug-and-play routine, you are bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Before we move to the final summary and your next steps, I want you to try the wall squat right now. Find a wall, slide down just a few inches, and feel the independence muscles fire up. That heat you feel? That is your body getting stronger. That is the feeling of decades being added back to your active life. The identity of a centenarian in training. By reaching the end of this deep dive into Japanese longevity, you have proven that you are not just a passive observer of your own aging. You have officially adopted the identity of a centenarian in training. This means you are someone who actively rejects the invisible enemy of modern sedentary comfort in favor of functional freedom and long-term independence. Subscribe to the channel if you are committed to this path and want to receive our weekly protocols designed to help you age stronger, not slower. Then subscribe to the channel right now. By subscribing and hitting the notification bell, you ensure you never miss a new silver bullet solution for your mobility and health. We are building a library of movement-based wisdom here, and we want you to have every tool necessary to reclaim your physical architecture. The community connection. Your moai in the blue zones of Japan, elders thrive because of their moai, a dedicated social support group. I want to create that same spirit of connection right here in our community. I want to hear your story. Drop a comment below with your first name, your age, and the city or country you are watching from. Whether you are 60 or 90, seeing your name in the comments inspires others to start their own journey. Let's show the world that the centenarian in training movement is global. Final encouragement, the Kaizen mindset as you close this video and prepare for your morning or evening routine. Remember the power of Kaizen, the art of small, consistent improvements. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be 1% better than you were yesterday. The invisible enemy wants you to sit down, but your independence muscles are ready to stand up. Keep moving, keep practicing, and I will see you in the comments and in our next training session.